Growing up, my family attended an Anglican church, and so at about age 12, I took confirmation classes so that I could participate in the sacrament of Holy Communion. And when that day finally arrived and I was able to take a drink out of the communion cup for the very first time, I almost gagged because it was also the first time I had ever tasted real wine. The minister may as well have given me a Brussels sprout to chew on. Communion was instituted by Jesus at the Last Supper just prior to his betrayal and arrest. And he said that the cup of wine represented the new covenant, which had been famously prophesied about hundreds of years before by the great prophet Jeremiah. Prior to this new covenant was what we refer to today as the Old Covenant, made by God and the Jewish people on Mount Sinai. In many ways, it was external. Israel was to be a theocracy. Worship was at a fixed location, which was the temple in Jerusalem. And while non-Jews, Gentiles, were allowed to go and worship there, they were only allowed in its outer courts. Only Jews were allowed to go inside. Furthermore, only the priestly class was allowed to go into the heart of the temple itself, and only the high priest was allowed to venture into its most sacred place, known as the Holy of Holies, and that only once a year. But according to the prophet Jeremiah, the new covenant would be very different from the old. It would be more internalized. Jesus told the Samaritan woman that people would no longer have to go to the temple to worship God because the temple would be in every believer's heart. When Jesus died on the cross, God tore that heavy curtain going into the Holy of Holies in half, thereby symbolizing that now all people, no matter their race, their gender, or their class, have direct access to God. So the next time you take communion, think about those things. And maybe not Brussels sprouts. Thanks for watching.